Good morning, guys. So pretty much had CPI numbers this morning. That's where the big candle came from for anybody that's new to trading. Right now, it looks like possible to the downside. I feel like if we can, especially if we can get below that previous day open. Mm, may trade one funded today. Let's see here. We may even copy trade. All right. So we will copy trade an account this morning, guys. Still kind of getting everything kind of set up. Haven't really quite got there yet. Did anybody take any trades off the CPI numbers this morning? I think just want to make sure everything's working correctly. Yup. All right, let me get my chats out real quick. I don't even know what the trade session's gonna be like this morning. What's up, fish lips? Did you take a trade off CPI? We picked up a nice little eval trade this morning. With the CPI numbers, we caught the move coming back down, so we waited for us to push above the previous day high, and once we lost that previous day high, that's where we shorted. That's kind of like that one thing where I was saying, like a lot of times we run that previous day high, man. It's like, and what's crazy is I've never paid much attention to that recently. I mean, I guess it is kind of the New York PM high, I'm assuming. Well, most days, most days. Well, I guess also plus it was at the 25 level. I don't know. I'm not a really big fan. Whatever. It was kind of like yesterday. I feel like I struggled all day yesterday. I don't know why, because the market was moving straight up, and I don't know what it was. But I just felt like I was on the struggle bus yesterday. We had a nice trade last night in the. I think we made a little over $100 last night in the PM session off of that PM low. Yeah, I'm definitely thinking down this morning. If we can, especially if we can kind of lose the 60s area, kind of print below there. Maybe we pull the fib on this whole move here. So, get my stuff set up here. There we go. It's crazy when you think you have enough screens, then it's like then you're like sitting over here trying to find places to put all these damn windows. So what we're going to be doing is trading 2 funded accounts, 2 micros, looking for like 20 points in a runner this morning. So that's going to be the game plan this morning. Hopefully we can find an entry. All right. Fish Lips, did you take any trades in the Asia market last night? Oh, goodness. Yeah, hopefully to get a few more trades on this account here. I got to figure out when I need to have it passed because it has one of those 50% renewals. So I got to try to get that passed in the next week or so. I got to look and see when the date was. It's whenever Apex ended their 90%. So I think it was last week. So I think I'm only 1 week in. So I still got a few weeks to pass that before it renews. Be aware that if you bought some of those Apex 90%, that they do renew at 50%. And I'd imagine that's a lot more than 90%. You know, it's probably a big chunk. So just be aware that if you bought some of those 90% accounts, nothing worse than looking at the credit card or the bank account, be like, what? What the heck just happened? We do have news this morning. I want to say we have existing home sales. So just be aware of that if you're trading this morning. I want to say it's at 10 o'clock this morning. Wow. All right. Like I said, just give me a minute. Still getting the last little minute of setups here. Did anybody been or did you guys catch any of that CPI numbers today? So we didn't really trade the CPI this morning going up. So we caught the move back down to the downside. All right. Let's see. So if you're just joining us, you're kind of new to trading, and you wonder what we had this morning. This is kind of a CPI candle. So, and that's pretty normal for like a 100-point trade. It's kind of looking for the investing.com website. We use investing.com for our news day. So go to investing.com, select tools. There's multiple ones. Most of them are free. Where was the CPI numbers? There they are. So that's what we had at 8:30 this morning. Then about 43 minutes, we're going to have it new existing home sales, and that's also 3-star. And also, if you're trading around 12, we do have the 30-year bond auction, but that usually don't move the market that much. Hopefully, it's not one of those days where we just consolidate sideways after CPI numbers and it's just sitting here just grinding. Make a crappy. I am going to copy trade this morning. We are going to look for a copy trade this morning if we can, with 2 funded accounts with 2 micros, looking for 20 points in a runner possible for the opening. If nothing happens this morning in the opening, I don't think I'm going to take a funded trade like I did yesterday, and we'll just work on our eval that we need to pass. We've already up 250 on the CPI numbers, so hopefully we can continue adding to this because, like I said, I have to get this passed this month so I don't have to pay the renew fee. Today would have been a banger day to full port to get through some evals, or if you're like maybe close to failing like an eval or something, because it looks like there was no drawdown on those CPI numbers. Like it just went straight to the moon this morning. But we still got about 10 minutes. Why isn't this? I don't understand. Well, I was trying to set like a little time limit on this indicator, but it doesn't look like it's working. So the way we took the entry this morning, guys, is basically after it pushed above the previous day high, which was up to the 50. It came back through the 25, did a little retest of the 30, and we got short underneath the previous day high. So as this candle was pushing back up there, we had a resting order sitting right there at the 20 as it pushed back down. And we were in on it 10 micros. And so that's how we had entered this trade here. For anybody that's curious. Did anybody here trade the Tokyo session last night or the Asia market? We also had a good Tokyo session last night for anybody that was here for us in the Tokyo session. Now, I was short before I started streaming because I was shorting the previous day or PM close. I don't really know what to think about this trade here setup. I mean, I haven't really done a lot of like back testing or gone back and looked at it during the like big news candles. I mean, you almost have to look at it as like we got a data wick up here to run, and we also have a wick down here to run. And there's no wick on the bottom of this candle. So, don't really know what to expect this morning. Mark out the 15-minute candle. Also, if you're new here, I usually take a lot of my funded trades, kind of like where we make a low, we make a high, kind of have a pushback back into this area. But like I said, with the data wick, I'm not really sure what we're going to get this morning. Thank you guys for the likes this morning. Wow, we're already pushing out of that freaking 15 minutes, guys. Now, this could just be an up move, so what we can do is this just kind of draw our fib on this right here and see if we get a pullback back into this area here. So we can do it like this. So wherever this closes at, we'll put it at the top here, and we will set a order back into this area. Now, you wanted to go up a little bit farther because you wanted to come back in this area and hold, because right now your discount back into that 80% range or 70% range is all the way back on the other side of the 15 minutes. So that's also something. Oh, you're okay. So you're saying we go to the 26. Let's see. Did you get long on that? Do you get long pre-market like this, Fish Lips? Okay, if it looks good. I hardly ever take trades this close to opening. I'd have a kind of luck where I get stuck in it or I'll just get wrecked. So if this thing does come back into this area, we will look for a possible long out of here, unless it just kind of goes straight to the moon here. You almost need to get that thing up in this area in the 25s, then sell back down. What's up, Matt? How are you doing today? You hit the CPI for 9K. Wow, that's insane. Was that a funded account that you hit that on, Matt? Sounds like if that was, you might have. Well, unless it was like one of those prop firms that doesn't do the percentage. Okay, 150K eval, nice. Yeah, I took it down. I took the CPI numbers back to the downside this morning. I did not. We only made 250 out of it. So we got short up around 20, and we took it down to 46, 49 with a few micros. So we took the reversal. We didn't take the breakout. Usually we don't do the like news plays or nothing like that. So, goody. Remember with our fundeds, we're just going to do a one trade, one and done with the funded. So if this first trade fails, we'll just put our accounts away. 80 points. Nice. Yeah, very true. I don't mind trading my evals because I usually use the evals to practice trades or practice setups and that type of stuff on the news plays. Not news plays, but like for streaming. Now, if this stuff right here goes back throughout the bottom here, we could be looking for a short. We'll do a little reversal depending on which way it kind of sets up here at the opening. Right now, that's just a 20-point stop loss if you had to. So there's the 76%. Ooh, this is kind of opening up weird. Oh, the 20K was a lot better deal. I mean, the 100K was a lot better deal. All right, about to blast here, I bet. Need to make a new low here. It did not make a new low, so. All right, there's the. Didn't pull back into that very much. I mean, it literally, I mean, just barely just nicked it. All right, let's see if this holds or if it blasts out the top side. All right. Yeah, it looks like it's going to go back out the top on us. I'm going to go to break even just in case. We're at some key levels right now. I'd rather just re-enter. Yeah, this is kind of weird. Yeah, something was weird going on with the connection. It was entering multiple contracts for some reason. Wow, this stuff's just whipping hard today. See, my stuff is messing up, guys. Be careful. This thing put 3 contracts out or something. This is crazy. We're just stuck. It still hasn't hit your stop loss if you were playing this right, because your stop loss would have been here at 80. All right, about to have a new 5-minute candle. All right, so I would have been stopped out if I didn't go to break even. Do you guys hear like the weird, like, where it's like order submitted? Oh my goodness, man. This stuff's just... This thing's just trying its best to chop people up. All right, that'll be my last time trying that, guys. I done tried it 3 times to get the breakout, and right now we're just kind of chopping sideways. I swear. I swear, anytime we have like big news candles, man, this price action just destroys me. I think we ended up, because we were copy trading, so that's why we're kind of being careful. We're copy trading 2 funded accounts, so we're only in the red like $20. That was from the fees. Maybe if we give it about 15 minutes to let it calm down. So didn't really get the breakout this morning like we were looking for. Yeah, it's just chopping back and forth, man. Yeah, I was just on 2 micros on my account. That's all we enter with these on these funded accounts early in the morning. Just because sometimes you just never know if you're going to get like crazy choppy price action. This way, if you take a loss, it's not like a devastating loss. We may just be waiting on the news play this morning, guys. You know, your XFA. Use 5 to 8 contracts. Whoo. That's pretty wild. Almost a mini. All right, we're about 40 seconds away for a new candle here. This was a very tough entry, guys. All right, about to have a new candle here. Ooh. So it looks like we're going to end up missing the move here, guys. I'm kind of curious to see if we can stay above this previous day open here. I mean, you would think this thing would push back down to the 26,000s. Remember, guys, we still got this data wick at the bottom down at the 25,900. So this easily could retrace all the way back down to take out this data low. I wouldn't even consider a short or anything unless we can possibly break this high up here. You kind of need to get be up above this previous data wick high. Thank you guys for the likes today. We still got another minute, almost minute and a half before this candle for a new 5-minute candle. Ooh, look at that trap. Holy crap. God, that was so trappy. Hopefully no one got stuck in that. What's up, Bob? Sorry if I wasn't paying attention to the chat here. That might have trapped me. It did. Might have been trapped. We tried to pop that reversal. We pulled back inside the 15 minutes there. All right, I need to shut my accounts off. Did anybody get hosed on that quick dump there? I got to turn off my copy trader. This way, if we take some more trades here, we don't. Wow, 800 points already, fish lips? That's just insane, dude. What's up, Jake? You trading gold this morning? All right. Let's see if we can just get away from this 15-minute range and finally get some kind of structure. Is anybody trading the ES right now? So this is going to be possible your first inside bar right here. What's up, Tyler? I keep hearing someone saying ES is kind of just stuck at the moment. Yeah, no, it already kind of fell this morning. Those were the first little couple trades I was trying to get on my entries. Those are the ones I was kind of going to break even this fast this morning because it was whipping so bad. To me, I just don't, like I said, I always feel like the market's off whenever you get these big news candle. I mean, we're pretty much... Yeah, it didn't even move up 10 points, but the NQ made lower highs. Yeah. Trust me, the NQ is just back and forth this morning. Very, very ugly candles this morning, guys. So usually anytime you start seeing big wicks on the 5 minutes, it's usually not that great. So it makes it a little bit harder to enter these. Ugh. Look at this thing, dude. This thing's just ripping people on both ends. Wow, look at that. Oh my goodness. You got about 10 more minutes before the news candle pops up. Already break even. Nice. Yeah. This has been pretty tough so far. You would think that we would want to run these data lows down here, though, at the 25,900. You're long on the ES. So the ES is moving up as the NASDAQ's pushing. I haven't even watching the ES this morning. There's your previous day close, but it was also before 10 o'clock. Usually if you want to take that one. We've got 2 minutes left on this candle. Oof. And I bought it at the opening. Nice on the buying at the opening. It didn't pay off for me today. We were kind of going to break even fairly quick. That's insane, Fish Lips. You already got 800 points already. Let me put on the ES charts. Might have to wait for the ES to kind of build support above that 704. I guess there's a lot of resistance. That was that big resistance from that 704 the other day. I'm not even going to mess with it. I'm going to wait and hopefully the market will settle out in a minute and get a little bit more structure. Because right now we're just kind of chopping back and forth. So we got another bounce off that previous day close. Did the ES bounce off the 704 for whoever's trading? Yeah. So you would need the ES for shorts to kind of break that 704. Until it breaks that 704, it's going to continue to bounce. And it could be waiting for the news. Yeah, 704, 705. It has to get through there if it's going to, for shorts. Remember, guys, if you are, for some reason, in a trade in 4 more minutes, 3 more minutes, it's going to be existing home sales, which is 3-star news. So be aware of that if you're in a trade. I mean, I don't think it's going to do nothing like crazy or anything. It'll probably just be like a light move. But, man, maybe we can finally start getting some, like, decent structure, decent movement. I feel like this is just another fake push down. Like I said, until the ES can break that 704, 705 area, these will just keep being fake shorts. Matt, are you up in profit from taking your small entries? All right, less than 2 minutes before the existing home sale news, guys. Like 40. Hey, at least you're positive. I'm in the red this morning. At least on my fund is I'm red. But that's the way it usually goes. I may trade my one funded that I've been trading a little aggressive lately. So we may see if we can find a trade on that one. We'll have to wait for after the news play though, and just look for like a 10-point trade or something. All right, 50 seconds left, guys. 50 seconds. Is 9K not passed for that 150K? How much do you got to make for 150K? All right, 5 seconds left. Remember, guys, the ES is sitting at the 704. Might be a good. If the ES can hold the 704s. So why are you still trading if you're past? Wow. So far, still no clean channel candles, guys. Just straight choppy price, choppy price action. The NQ or the ES is losing that 704. Oh. It's poor now. That was your 900 bounce. Whew. ES lost that 704 level and we had a quick dump. That's where that dump was. ES brought down the ES is about to run into some more support here at the 93s. Could have had definitely a nice trade off the whole number this morning if you were trading the whole number on this trade. You would have had about 7 points in drawdown. So that was the 93 bounce off the ES. We're about to have a new candle here, but it's already a big dirty wick. What's up, Thomas? How are you doing? I'm thinking this may be the 704 retest, possibly, if they can push up, retest the 704s, and that would definitely be a good indicator of we're going to probably just continue down the rest of the day. All right, ES is back at the 704. If we reclaim the 704, we go straight up. If we find support here, we go back down. We got still about 4 minutes left on this. There's really have not been any clean entries, guys. This is just straight nasty wicks. Jake, investing.com. So we're still around that support level for the ES, which is the 704, 705 area. So like I said, guys, there's just nothing clean here. These are just, this right here is just running your stops back and forth. Yeah, I'm in the red on my PA day too, unless we can find like a little quick 10-point trade. Thanks for the follow. How much time we got left? We got still a minute and a half. We're about to print under that 704. Like I said, that's kind of like where you need to stay under for the shorts is at 704. That's where that data wick bounced off of too for the long. They whipped it hard at the 900. Yeah. We're just not getting clean candles, guys. It's what makes it hard to jump in on some of these candles is when you don't have a full body. Is like it can just, the wick will just eat you up. Still in that kind of that hard area to trade, which is that 92, that somewhere between that 90 and 910. Oh. My goodness. Yeah, I'm not. I still need to make probably another what, $600, $700 to pass an eval. Uh, we will try another funded trade and look for like a little 10-point trade if we can find one. What was that? A quick 900 bounce? This is MNQ Z3. What's up, Papa? Yeah, today's been horrible candles. I mean, it's pretty much been just all big wicks on these 5 minutes with big, small bodies. We had an inside bar trade here too. I didn't notice. Man, the ES did make a lot of nice little wick off of that 704. That's what we're kind of saying as far as the shorts go. The ES would have need to get past that 704, but it's still just ugly. Oh no, this is not investing Z3. No investing here. Mm. Still just kind of chopping. Still really haven't had any clean candles yet. I mean, almost all of our candles are still mostly wicks. There's no clean bodies. Next support for the ES is going to be at the 93. Ah. Looks like there's a lot of consolidation in this area, so it's probably going to take quite a bit to get through this. So it looks like a good possible spot for a bounce if we can't get through this. Was this all? I think this is all from last night where we kind of consolidated forever. So we could almost wait for us to get through here and do like a little retest, and maybe I can find an entry. So what I would do here is if you want to look for shorts, I'd kind of wait and see what happens at the 75 level and see if 75 bounces back up to the 900 first. We're finally getting some clean looking candles, whereas it looks like an actual body. And that's what you're wanting. You want to make sure you get a body candle and not a big wick candle. All right. Ah, come on. $30 seconds left on this candle here. Ah, 10 seconds left, but it's not starting to look so great because the wick is starting to look way too big. You want it to have a small wick, and it's pulling back into that consolidation zone. I mean, it pulled all the way back to the... Yeah, so it hit this. So far, guys, this price action has been super tough this morning. Man, I'm just trying to find 10 points. That's all I'm looking for this morning. So we could easily bounce off this 25 here at whole number. And okay, so basically what it is, I think we're working our way back to clean up this. We never ran that wick last night from that area either. So that was our low from last night. So that's probably your Tokyo low or Asia low. So your next low would be this little wick kind of around the 30s where we had that big candle to the upside yesterday. Oof. Did you take a trade, Z3? Thanks for the follow, Drew. Next target, probably the sweep's going to be your 30 area. That's that wick from yesterday. It's not the low. Man, I feel like if we lose this area, we could go all the way down to the 760s. There's a 25 hit. That was the low from not that wick low from yesterday. Probably going to the either 50 or 75 here, or even all the way back up to the 800s. Because we hit off that whole number at the 25 here. Because anytime, usually if we sell through all those numbers, most of the time we'll sell back through them. Looks like a trend reversal. Yeah, it's definitely a good spot to bounce since we ran that low of that wick. Dude, the ES gets through the 85. I don't think there's anything to hold it down. My mouse. What was that, to 10? Here, your line in the sand is probably going to be about that 34 to 40 area. Z3, did you take any trades today, or you been just kind of sitting on the sideline? Yeah, my freaking controller keeps, I don't know if my mouse is going dead. Fish Lips, are you in a long? So far, the ES is holding its support level above 90, 86, 88 area. So let's see if we can kind of push back up and retest the 93s here. And that should get us a nice push up back, maybe up into this, to the bottom of this wick, to the 60s. You're looking for the 900? Yeah, the ES just kind of made a little pop here. Like I said, the ES looks like it's pushing. If ES gets through the 93s, we should make a push. All right, man, it's breaking through those levels. Son of a man, come on. Oh, come on. We took that based off on the ES. This is why I'm constantly calling out those ES levels. God, this price action's so dirty. Fuck. Oh, come on. This price action is just wrecking you today, guys. This is why, if you notice me going to break even faster today, that's the reason why. The price action is just insane. Ugh. All right, let me take that down to just 2 micros because man, I still think we're going up. ES, the ES printed above the support level. Let me try that one more time. The ES is support above that 93. It's hard to call out these trades, guys, whenever they're kind of like breakout trades. Oh, you do mostly like swing trades. So if the ES can break here, we could be like just uptown here. I'm going to see if the ES will retest that 704 again, that 7,004. So if you're trading the ES and we printed above 93, that was kind of your buy area. That's what I was watching. And we just got above another level. We're looking for 704. But damn, the NASDAQ just cannot hold today. I mean, look at these nasty wicks. This is why you got to be super careful buying 5-minute candles when they're 2 and 3 minutes in. So if you ever notice, I buy, oh shit. Oh well. Man, we got almost to the top there. I was thinking maybe 90 before we got the reversal, but I didn't expect 40-point pullbacks. So we're at least able to get our one funded account back in the green by like $86. We're still going to be red from that one trade this morning. I'm not going to take this a third time. I still like the longs as long as we get back above 98. I think 704 will be your actual, like, it's probably going, not coming back. All right, we're just going to switch over to eval. So I'm going to log off my Bulanox accounts since price action's already been kind of garbage today. So we did take a trade on CPI numbers, so that's where that $250 came from this morning. But like I said, this was from that opening where I was trying to grab that long this morning, and I think I took 2. And I kept going to break even because it was whipsawing so bad. So a lot of times whenever it's choppy like this, most of my trades will be like level base. So basically I'm just looking for support and resistance to trade. And so since the NQ looks like straight butt right now, we're using the ES as our support and resistance levels at the moment. So right now our support for ES is going to be 93. If we cannot reclaim the 98 per Manzini, we're probably moving back down. For anybody that follows the Adam Manzini levels. Ooh, ES is losing. All right, about to have a new candle here. Right here, you want to look for the ES to hold up 93. So we are switched over to a eval, guys. And we're just trading 2 micros. So what's causing this type of price action, what you're seeing, is the ES, because a lot of times the NASDAQ will follow the ES. It's the ES that's struggling to get through the 93s. What's up, CeeLo? How are you doing today? So far, price action has been pretty bad today. It's not really that we're not getting movement. It's the candles that are just super tough. I mean, they're just all the big wicks. It's just making it so hard to trade this. The ES is trying to lose the 93. I think if the ES can get through the 93s here, we possibly go back to the lows. And that's a lot more room for the NQ to run, because I think we can get we got this big candle from yesterday. So I feel like 775 is definitely a target to the downside. How's your day been going so far, CeeLo? Mine's kind of a 50 and 50. We're green on one funded, red on another funded, and green on eval. So we've traded 3 different accounts this morning, and we kept kind of going to break even because we were just having all this swinging back and forth, and I didn't want to get trapped in a bad trade. So whenever price actions like this, you'll see me kind of go to a break even a little faster. All right, so the ES is trying to lose that 93. So mark out that 93 if you got your ES charts up. If we can get below that 93, I think we get a push here. Oh goodness. What are you trading, Leo? What's up? Oh. Yeah, Fish Lips, you had an insane day, man. That's just insane. We printed right on top of that. What time is it, man? It's almost 11 o'clock already. If you took a loss today, were you able to manage your loss and keep it safe? See if I can find an ES chart to bring over so you guys can see here. As you can see, we have all this consolidation right here on the ES. So if we can get through this level and kind of break back below that 93, we should get a push. Or either that would be all for the guarantee longs, like, okay, we're probably going back up the rest of the days, probably going to be back above these 705, 704. Oh, goody. All right, kind of trying to lose the 93s. This is definitely going to be the line in the sand here. You can see we've just been kind of pounding that. You got a minute left. Oh. So we really haven't made any profit yet. All right, let's see if we can. We should get a nice push down if we can run these 83s here. Son of a bee. We're just about to get wrecked on this. What a fake out that was. Shoot. Oh, that was dirty. All right. We're going to have to probably close this. So this way we don't lose more than 10 points on the trade. We lost 10 points, but we made 10 points. So that'll be like losing $20. Yeah. All right. We're going to have to close that. That was dirty. Yes. Dirty. Goodness. It knocked out that first 10 points quick, but then it just hit the brakes around that whole number. Guys, if you're just joining us, we are on an eval. We are done trading funded accounts today. So we will take a little bit more aggressive trading. So this is why I tell everyone I'm on evals, because I don't want nobody following these trades. I repeat. So the reason why I have to trade it somewhat aggressive, because this is an Apex account and I only get 30 days to pass that before it renews at 50%, and I don't want to pay that 50% fee. I think we lost about $20 on that last little trade there, because we made $10, or we made what, 10 points. So what is that? $20. Then we lost $20. So we're still up 203, but we still need to make another $600. This was the funded account today. Usually if I'm a red, I just put it away for the day and wait for tomorrow. Our Beulah Knox, we were green in. Remember, most of the time, I don't go in over leveraged either. Mostly all my trades are most of the time 2 and 3 micros. While ago, I did take a 10 point, like a mini trade, but for most of my trades, it's usually always 2 micros. This way, if you do take a loss, it's not like devastating losses. Man, I can't believe it's already 11 o'clock already. Thank you guys for the likes and follows today. Hopefully, if you did trade today, hopefully you survive. Good morning, Goodwill. How are you doing today? Or Godwill? Fish Lips, you may get that trade to the upside that you've been looking for. Yeah. Oh Oh, funny. Wow, what a nice recovery. What's up, Beauty? How are you doing today? Man, the ES is reclaiming that 98. Hmm. All right, we're going to look for entry here, guys. The ES reclaimed the 98, and that's a buy zone for the ES. Nice. Be careful here, guys. Like I said, if 98 holds up, it's still considered a long here as long as 98 holds. Try another eval trade here. Now, I don't usually call breakouts, guys, just because of the delay in YouTube. I just tell you the levels that I'm watching. Oh, come on. All right, we got 1 minute left on this candle. I just don't want to get wrecked if this thing decides it wants to reverse. 30 seconds left. Shit. All right, we're just going. Come on. 10 seconds left. Get a new 5-minute candle here. If I see the ES start losing the 98, we'll close our trade. All right, new candle with the ES. So it was right at my take profit, guys. Oh, I mean, we're coming within like points away. Which area is that that we have marked? This here? Blue line. I don't remember. I think that was from earlier. Dude, we just literally came within a half a point there from take profit. That makes me feel dirty. Come on, nasty Nas. There's nothing worse than missing your take profit by like a half a point. Now, guys, if you just join us, this is a eval trade only. I don't remember what I had those marked out for. All right, we should get it this time. We're about 30 seconds away from a new candle. Oh, the nasty NQ today, guys. It's been horrible, horrible, horrible. All right, about to have a new 5-minute candle. No, NQ. It could easily run these 75. That's the only thing I'm worried about here. Hit this resistance. We just don't want to pull down since we hit that whole number, hit that 75. And like run this wick here. ES is still holding the 98. The reason why we're getting all this chop here because the ES is at a whole number. Finally got up there. That thing was on the struggle bus, guys. Now, if we can regain that 704 on the ES, we should be uptown. All right. We're going to target the 25s here. We already sold our first 2 contracts, so this would be my runner. I don't really want to risk more than 10 points. Nice. Woo. Got a few more points out of that. We were able to add a little bit more contracts. So we got at least 3 contracts sold off. If we can get this next move, that should push us over $300 on this account for the day. And we're about to have a new candle. kind of wait and see where this, kind of see what this next 5-minute candle does. Yeah, I was worried about if it was going to come back and touch that 75. That's why we pushed our what do you want to call it, down? We're looking for 25 to 50 get hit on this push up here. We just keep adding, just kind of pounding 10 points after 10 points, guys. Yeah, just every time it pulls back in those 90s, and I still feel like we're going to still pop those 900s. We could close it now, and that'll push us at least over the $300 for the day. And that means we just have to make another $500 on this account. Let me pull fib on this and see this AM session here. We're at the 50% of the total move this morning, so and that's at the 907s. So I guess that's why we've been kind of just getting stuck here. If we can get through the 50%, man, I feel like we just make such a big move to the upside. What we can do is if it hits the 25 here, fish lips, and it pulls back, we'll just try to add. What's up, Leah? How are you doing? Sorry if I'm pronouncing your wrong name, your name wrong. Whoo, I think he's pushing. Well, thank you for coming over from Barbie. Yeah, I got to stream with Barbie for the first time yesterday on My Funded Futures. I was in there for a kind of a replacement for Methodical Man. She did good. I know it's hard to stream and have a conversation with someone you've never met or never talked to a day in our life. I was super nervous myself just because, it's strange to have conversations with someone you've never met before. But it wasn't too bad. It went by pretty quick. So if you're just joining us, this is an eval trade. We've already taken our funded trade this morning. So with our funded accounts, we were in the red because we were trying to find some trades in this choppy mess. Then my Beulah Knox accounts, we were green. So we're kind of 1-1 on the fundeds today. And I have an apex that I have to have pass at the first of the month because it renews at 50%. So we're being a little aggressive with the apex account today because we don't want to pay a 50% renewal. It was the last of that 90% they had last week. For anybody that happened to buy 90%, that you only get a month to pass that before you got to pay a 50% renewal fee. And I'm not sure how much that is. What's up, Outer? How are you doing today? Yeah, man, this price action has been so tough today. Lisa, there's also a horizontal screen if you don't want to watch that vertical screen. Yeah. If I'm going to watch trading, I prefer to watch the horizontal. I just do that vertical one for like the shorts for like people that flips through on their cell phones. I put in the little label, I guess, for most people that come here. I try to tell them that because if you look in my little, the definition on the lobby, I'll have either horizontal or vertical on there. So you're not stuck watching vertical on your computer. Yeah, probably much better watching the vertical screen. What is your entry, Outer? What are you looking for on the pullback? Are you looking for this fair value gap right here to get pulled back into for entry? Here? Okay. Oh yeah. I don't blame you. I don't know how good I would do watching horizontal that well either. Now, I could probably watch it on my cell phone, but if I'm sitting at my computer, I would probably struggle a little bit. Because I do watch a lot of vertical TikTok, so. Fish lips, did we hit the 25? I didn't look. I think we did. So if we hit the 25 here, oh man, right on the dot. So we may add here if it comes back and hits the 900. Or is it going to be one of those deals where it gets stuck at the 12? Oh, you just missed it? Oh man, it was like right there at it. Oh, I see it. Wait, no, let's see. Oh yeah, it did. It hit the set right between the 75 and the 25. Oh, that's dirty. I'm going to try to add back in if we can push back into the 90s or the 900 and try to add another contract to this. So, dude, you already had like a banger day. If you're already up 1,000 points, I just find that insane to be up 1,000 points. I really got to get an eval and just really focus on that. But it's so hard when I'm streaming and plus trying to trade and everything else. It's so hard to focus on it. I think I tried it one day the other day, and it was just like trying to watch that just because you're constantly putting on orders. It's like you really got to watch it closely. Thank you guys for the likes and follows today. We're probably only going to be on here for another, say, 10 to 15 minutes because I have to go to work today. What's up, Z3? Yeah, we got some good volume, man. It's just the wig is what was wrecking me this morning. But luckily, even when price action is bad, I still try to minimize my risk where we're not just getting wrecked on our accounts. You know, usually about $100 on some of my like 25Ks. That way we just don't dig ourselves in a big hole. All right, so might be able to add here. So what we do have to anticipate, if for some reason we want to come back and fill in this gap here, this is what Outer in the lobby is looking for. He's looking. He does a like ICT trades where he's looking for run liquidity, fair value gap, make a kind of a newer higher low, then pull back into this gap and look for a long out of this gap in the middle of this range. For anybody that likes to trade gaps and stuff. Or you could have did a inversion type gap this morning too. I want to say, no, we didn't have one. The price action was not clean this morning. Let me see where the ES is at. If the ES can get above the 7,004s, we should make a strong push to the upside. So we may get a pushback down right here to the 98s on the ES. Then hopefully we'll get a nice little bounce here. Then we'll continue higher. What it is, anytime the ES is around those whole numbers, similar to like what the NQ does, the price action is just so choppy. Now, if we start losing that 98, I will probably close my trade. Because that's where we had the last big sell-off is whenever we lost the 704. I had a good entry on a retest of the 74, and I didn't take it just because, like I said, it was so wicky this morning. It made the entries really, really tough because you have to enter. Whenever I'm trading 5-minute candles, I have to enter on a new candle. You cannot jump in halfway down a 5-minute candle and that thing just wicks back up 30, 40 points. So you have to wait if you're trading. At least this is what I do on the 5 minutes. I never jump in on a momentum trade on a 5-minute candle, because you decide, hey, I'm going to jump into here. It goes down a few points. Then literally it just pulls all the way back up 40, 50 points. So that's why trading, if you're going to trade like 5 minutes, you really got to be careful. Oh no, the ES just broke the 98. Shoot. If I feel like the ES is about to lose this 98, we will close this trade. So we could, okay, I'm just going to take the loss on this. I don't want to risk too much of my profits. We're just going to get a runner stopped out for about 5 or 6 points here. We've already added, I want to say we sold off a total of about 5 contracts. So this was just my leftover runner. I don't want to risk the 40 points because of the fact that we're losing the 98 on the ES. So this is where you could get that push back into that gap here. So if we can find support at the 93 on the ES here, like pull down, hit this, then kind of make a little reversal. And that would also kind of put you back into that gap area that Outer's looking for. Woo! Never mind. It just blew those levels up. I'm so glad we got out of that. Holy goodness. Wow, it ran the whole thing. Outer, you tagged in? Crazy order fill. Yeah, no kidding, man. That was insane. I knew we were going to get a drop as soon as we started losing that 98, man. That's why I was like, let me just get out of this. We're about to lose the 98s. I thought we were going to get stuck at the 93, but we just reclaimed 93. Might jump back into this. See if we can reclaim the 98s here. This is going to be my last little entry today on my eval, guys. Like I said, we have to head out. Well, I didn't get that middle of the range trade. If we reclaim the 98, we should get a little push here. If I feel like we can't get back above 98, I will close my entry. All right, watching the 98, 98. Like I said, if you cannot reclaim 98, I'm going to close. Oh, that looks pretty wild. I got to be careful. All right, we're going to have to close this because it's not reclaiming. The ES is not able to get back above that 98, and that's your long area for the 98s on the ES. Come on. This way we only risk $60 if we get stopped out. One more time. One more time. It's hitting it. It's hitting it. Come on. About to have a new candle. Got to be careful here because this thing could just dump so fast on us. Don't want to get like a crazy boner candle to the downside here. Yeah, and the ES is not reclaiming that 98. Come on. All right. We'll still keep a little 10-point stop loss here and just keep our, just right below that wick there. So ES is still pounding that 98. So guys, so a lot of times whenever we're choppy like this, I'll just divert to straight support and resistance on the ES and NASDAQ. On my evals, this is just eval trading only. We're not taking no funded trades at the moment. These are just evals only. So here I'm looking for a possible push up to the 705s, 704s. That's been the resistance from this morning. Nice outer on taking profit. Yeah, you got a pretty wild entry on that one, outer. I was kind of worried there for a minute when you had that set up. It was just going to like dump off 100 points. That was a pretty wild dump. That was like, what, a 70-point dump all the way to the 950s? So that was insane. Let's see where we're at on this account. I think if we can, what do you think? We can run up to the 90s here? Where am I? 84 or 94? I just don't know if we're going to get stuck at the bottom of this 15-minute range. But, man, this thing's looking super, super bullish right now. So what we'll do is just kind of follow this up level base. So if we can break above the previous day open and close on the ES and the NASDAQ, we'll start moving our stop loss up. Yeah, I don't know. I was just doing it based off on levels today, man. I just know 98 was kind of the buy zone and 93 was support. So once I started seeing that wick coming back up through 93, but then we kind of got stuck at 98, but then we started losing the 98. Now we got to get through. If you look to the left a little bit where that data candle starts, that data candle was sitting at 704. If we break that 704, man, it's like, it is straight uptown from there. If we break that 704 on the ES, that previous day open here. Dude, we're pushing it too. If we can push up, print above it, find support. Shoot. You might get a 100-point trade out of this. This is where I would make sure you lock in some profit, or at least kind of get in profit a little bit, just in case that 704 holds up. Oh, we printed right under it. Come on. Oh, yes, we just broke the previous day open close. No, 704. Come on. It's working it. once we get a little bit of a support above the previous day open close, that's where I'm going to take my take profit to. I just don't know what kind of pullback that we may possibly get off of the 704, 705. If you look to the right, we consolidated there a lot. Look at this 704 level. I mean, there's a lot of wicks here. All right, it's breaking it. Come on. Someone talk to it. Are you still in, Outer? Dude, I think you could easily get a 100-point trade if you're in this. I feel like 75 is going to get hit. No, the runner. There's nothing worse than taking your profit and just watch it run another 100 points. You're just kind of sitting there like, son of a bee. But then there's those days like where I've gotten screwed over that I didn't take profit and it comes back and stopped me out for break even. So I can see both sides. That happens to me quite a bit. Damn it. I'm thinking about moving my stuff up into probably, I'm going to at least lock in 20 points here just in case ES cannot break the 704. The NQ is still looking fairly strong. I mean, it's holding the previous day close and open. Thank you guys for the likes and follows today. This will be our last trade of the morning. It was a little unconventional the way I was taking my entries today, guys, because it was so choppy that it was hard to find clean entries on the NQ today. So all of my entries have been basically based off the ES. So I got ES support and resistance kind of marked out over here, and we just been kind of just trading off of these support and resistance on the ES. Just because the ES looks a little bit cleaner today. It still has some of the big wick candles, but not as bad as the NQ. All right. We got a minute and a half left on this candle. I'm hoping this next minute candle here can print, or if anything, I may bring it down a little bit more because it could come back and touch the 25 here. This candle right here is probably what screwed a lot of people over. If you were long in this area, to get a 55-point dump just like real quick, like boom, boom. I mean, that candle right there is just a wreck your day type of candle. And we even had quite a few of them this morning. This is why I was struggling to find entries this morning. I mean, it's just horrible, horrible wiki this morning. The wicks were just insane today. Yeah, I'm glad I was, well, I got my one runner stopped out fish lips. I jumped back in once I saw the ES coming back up. And it swept that gap. I mean, we already knew the gap was there. We had it marked out. There was a guy in our YouTube lobby. That's where he was taking his entry, was back into that gap. But no one expects that type of wicking through at seconds. You know, these are like news type candles where it just like, it just wrecks your day. All right, about to have a new 5-minute candle. I really hope this thing just takes off. This way we can take our stop loss to here around the 40s. Hearing somebody saying that was possible NVIDIA news again. Maybe more China NVIDIA news, because I know there's been a big thing with China not using NVIDIA chips. And I'm assuming that's because I think NVIDIA is from Taiwan, if I'm not mistaken. Whew, that is insane, fish lips. 1,500 points today. Yeah, somebody's saying that was a NVIDIA news. That's why we got that. So that was a news, like a unprepared news play. So that's where that came from. So NVIDIA probably had a quick drop, then came straight back up. So NVIDIA's like, oh, thank you for the discount sale, and just started buying back up and brought it back up. Is there anybody else here in the long? Besides Fish Lips? No, I think Fish Lips said he was done finally. Nice. Where'd you get long from, Ram Deep? I'm holding up. Man, I think we could possibly run these highs up here. I'm going to look for 94 and oh, nice entry off the 900s. Though you can easily probably get a 100-point trade here, man. I think there's a 100-point trade in sight here, especially if we can get through this 15-minute candle. Oh, this is looking strong too. Whew, let's go. If we can break this first 15 minutes here, we should get the next candle should get us a push. Let me see where my we're up 461 so far today. So close. The only thing that worries me is this hit this 90 and just pull all the way back up. Pull back. I want to see us print right above this orb here, like right above that 15-minute candle. I would probably wait and see what we're going to do at this previous day high up here. If we trade up into here, I feel like that's where we're going. If you really want to like shoot for a really deeper entry, be a little bit more aggressive, probably going to either run the highs or trade into this resistant area here, our support area. All right, new candle. So wherever this wick pulls back, that's where we're going to take our stop loss to. So I'm using the 5-minute wicks as my stop loss. So we're basically following the 5-minute candle up. So if this candle basically comes back and stops us out, we stopped out. So this is how we're kind of working this at the end. So if this candle breaks this candle, we'll take our stop loss to the 70. Come on. Keep on a pushing. Someone give it a nudge. Ram, are you looking for the 100-point trade up at the 900s or 26,000s, or have you taken your profit already? Oh yeah, this price action here to the left of us, that was some nasty price action this morning. I don't have time for another short. I'm gonna have to get off here. All right, so we got at least almost 70 points locked in. All right, that wick held. I just know we're about to run into that 90 drama. I gotta start shutting my stuff down. Nice. So we should hit our target. Looks like we're about to. All right, so we do got a full lease. What do we? No, we're up 80 points here. Too bad we didn't get this kind of price action this morning. We were just kind of stuck with this garbage this morning. I don't know what I did with my cell phone. That 80 is where we're kind of bouncing off of. That's the top of that 15-minute candle. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching today. Like I said, we'll sit here for a few more minutes and see if we can get that 100 points there. Oh, I'm sorry. It'd be off 10 points. It'd be 90 points. I'm just going to follow it up here. trying to see if the nasty girl will pop a wick above that 26,000 to give us a even 100 points here. And also pushes us over 500 for the day on this account. So good day for this account. Could get a pretty big reversal here off the 600 level. So this is why we're just kind of following it up. Just see what happens. We came within like 2 points. Bang, bang. Nice. All right, guys. Good luck to the rest of the day. So I'm glad we're able to finish off the day with a nice winner. So this morning started off pretty rough. So hopefully you're at least able to take a few points out of that, even if it's an eval. Ram, are you still holding? I still think we go to that previous day, that volume area, up here in this red area, up here, this support area. All right, guys, we will be back for the Asia session tonight for Tokyo. Hopefully I can make it home about 5 o'clock. This way we can possibly get an early entry depending on what's going on with the market. All right. Thank you, guys. Good luck the rest of the day.